Welcome everybody to the Finance Road Trip Podcast Part 2, the Black Wall Street Tour, also known as the Digital Financial Revolution Tour, where I take you on my journey to 22 cities with cryptocurrency exchange owner Najah Roberts with the goal to close the wealth gap through group economics and financial literacy and a focus on Bitcoin, which we believe to be the evolution of money. Najah Roberts and Hill Harper partnered to create the Black Wall Street Wallet, where you can buy, sell, and send your Bitcoin to your cold wallet. Make sure to follow me on all major platforms at CJ the Smart Guy and check out thedfrtour.com for more information on 2022 tour. Thank you. So we pull up to Baltimore. It's May 13th, and there's two things that I noticed first off. First being how beautiful like the nature looks. When you go to the park, Harlem Park, it's absolutely gorgeous. You got all these trees, you got this grass, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. But then the second piece to this is you look at the man-made buildings and everything that's man-made, pretty much all the construction, the houses, the apartments, everything looks dilapidated. I mean, it looks absolutely like a war zone had hit it, but yet you see the people living in it. And so they actually let me see some of the houses and things of that nature. And when you walk in, it's crazy because it's mostly made of brick. And so it looks like the foundation for a lot of these things are still really good. But yet the actual buildings themselves, to me, look like they're unlivable. It looks like they haven't been maintained in a very, very long time. But the love in Baltimore was very, very real. And you can feel it through the artist performances. We had some of the best artists come in Baltimore. Soap PR, that's the Instagram name for Soap Proper. She came up, she spit a whole bunch of good bars. We had 84 pros that came up. That consists of Erie Ave and I Am Colton, and they were legit. So Erie Ave, he comes up there, and you could tell he's just extremely passionate. He's talking about all the different struggles that black people are going through in this country. Freddie Gray is like really big in Baltimore, understand that. Then you got I Am Colton. I Am Colton is probably one of the most talented people I've ever heard of. So if you are looking to hire somebody for music in the Baltimore area, make sure you check out I Am Colton. I mean, the way the dude played the guitar and sung at the same time, I mean, his acoustics were just on point. So make sure you check out I Am Colton. The amount of love from the artist was real. The passion was real. I absolutely love Baltimore's performances. So, let me get you some background into what's going on in Baltimore. So there's over 17,000 abandoned homes, and nearly a quarter of Baltimore's residents live in poverty. 17,000 abandoned homes. So you want to talk about an opportunity if you are a real estate investor or trying to get to buy a house and rebuild it up or anything like that. I think Baltimore is one of those types of places because Baltimore is only a couple hours from Washington, D.C. The location is great. The people have lots of love. Like I felt the love in Baltimore very much so. The artists were great. I mean, the love out there was tremendous. But to have 17,000 abandoned homes and to see it look completely dilapidated was very concerning for me. And the thing is, the nature is great. Like, you could check out some of the aerial footage from the drone that our videographer created, Valissa Tate, and you can see how beautiful the nature is out there. But the dilapidated homes, man, that's an opportunity if you ask me. And there's actually a lady named Angela Francis. She's the owner of Premier Construction and Design. And she spoke when we were in Baltimore. But essentially, she believes that we can't wait for change, but we together got to create it. And that's why she formed the United Urban Roots, which is like a nonprofit organization which unites people from diverse backgrounds and groups to combat issues that negatively affect the quality of life. Their mission includes integration and empowerment in ways that supplement traditional community association efforts. And I truly believe that she's an angel in that sense, where she's trying to buy these places. She's trying to build it up. I know she's created a lot of opportunities for a lot of people in that area. And so we have to really give a huge shout out to Angela Francis. And from my understanding is that the city really went through a lot of turmoil after the Freddie Gray incident. If you guys aren't familiar, Freddie Gray was a young man that the police essentially, they broke his leg. And then when he was in the squad car, he wound up dying because he wasn't put in there correctly. So, all the bumps in the road or whatnot, he's bouncing up and down. And from my understanding that's essentially what killed him. I wasn't there. I don't really know everything that happened. I'm just going based off of the reports. But bottom line is the heart of Baltimore was really tested after the Freddie Gray incident. And from the looks of it, it feels like it hasn't really recovered. But Angela Francis is one of the people who's trying to make Baltimore great. So if you ever plan on visiting Baltimore, make sure you check out Angela Francis, maybe talk to her or whatnot. But she's magnificent. There were a whole bunch of people who came out to Baltimore. Shout outs to Trekkin, also known as Trek with 2 Ks. He's trying to combine crypto and branding to create brand echo. He's been pushing hard in the crypto space since 2018. And he came in looking super fly with his Bitcoin and Black America hoodie. That's the same hoodie I be rocking because Bitcoin Isaiah Jackson, put a lot of this stuff together with that book. That directory was very powerful. So shout outs to Bitcoin Zay and Trekking. Jasmine Brunson, she came up from DC. She also came to Baltimore. So shout outs to her. Ryan Coop-DeVille Cooper, he's the founder of DeVille Crypto Solutions. He's also a musician. He seems to be really heavy in this NFT space. So he came up as well. So big shout outs to Coop-DeVille, as well as Leroy Forbes Jr. He's an educator and a writer. He came out as well as Granny Crypto. She's a Black Bitcoin billionaire moderator. She tends to work with the baby boomers the most, the boomers, the baby boomers, and help them be orange pilled into Bitcoin, because it's good to hear about Bitcoin from somebody that can speak your language. She came out also. She gave us a whole bunch of snacks. I always try to make sure I shout out the people who bring us snacks. So big shout outs to Granny Crypto. Overall, I think Baltimore has a lot of opportunity. I love the time out there simply because of the people. The nature was also really great. But I look at Baltimore as a huge opportunity. And I feel like us as Black Americans in this country, if we are trying to rebuild our own, gentrify our own neighborhoods, I think Baltimore might be a great start, because the foundation for a lot of these properties look to be okay. It's just the buildings themselves, the roofs and the walls or whatnot. I feel like all that needs to be renovated. But Baltimore has a lot of love. The people are great. And so if you're ever looking to rebuild your own neighborhoods, gentrify your own place, I think Baltimore might be a place to start. So CJ the Smart Guy, I'm out. Deuce.